I would like to see if Tudor or Anoop has any questions for other panelists at this time. So we may take two more questions and then we'll have to start wrapping up. So Tudor, Anoop.
I might just pose a quick question. I suppose, you know, a lot of the challenge in this space is about sequencing the sort of the energy transition, because there are a lot of things that needs to happen. And in Australia, what we're trying to do is find the right order in which we execute that. So, you know, I would be very interested in the various jurisdictions the panelists are sort of involved in. What would you say is sort of the immediate piece over the next, let's say, 12 to 24 months in your respective jurisdictions that, in the context of the electricity market specifically, that you think will change? So, I mean, we spoke about smart meters and those sort of things, but yeah, in the short term, 12 to 24 months, I'd be interested to see if there are some specific things that you're focusing on, highest priority.
Thanks so much for the question. So it's really 12 to 24 months. What are some of the key focuses for your markets? Just seeing if anyone online would like to take that question. Tudor, I wonder if the European Commission, oh, thank you.
I think for us, we presented already, and now the focus for the next 12 to 24 months is exactly the transposition of all these directives, which took quite a lot of efforts for putting in place and for negotiating. Now there is a transposition period for member states, and our efforts will have clearly to go to accompany member states as much as possible in this transposition efforts, because at the end of the day, this will secure the proper implementation afterwards.
Zulfikar?
Yeah, so maybe it's a little bit different in the sense that our current energy cooperation blueprints will end by 2025, as I mentioned before, and actually starting for the next 12 and 24 months, I think our in addition to implementing the current one, we will be very busy on what will be the next period, and this include the new targets, the new program areas, even the new strategies and the new action plans that we might want to set up. And maybe additional comment that I want to put is that for our next PIPE, we are currently thinking of a longer perspective. Previously, we have like 10 years and divided into two phases, but now there was an intention of having it in 20 years. So we need to think until 2045, for example, with 5 years targets and also in general strategies. Of course, we will have time to modify it every 5 years or every 10 years. So that's the thing that we need to do. But in the meantime, in the short term, what's also important is that to meet the target that we set in 2025. Like, for example, in energy efficiency, our target is to reduce energy intensity by 32% compared to 2005 level by 2025. And we are currently, as far as I remember, still quite far. We're still in 24%. It's the data from 2021. So with the next 2 years, we need to accelerate the efforts of how we can achieve it in the short, limited time. But at the same time, we need to see like the next 5, 10, 20 years, like how we need to set our goals, what kind of strategies that we need to see. So again, as I mentioned, this is a high time for us to learn more from the best practices, lesson learned, the failed cases where we should not step to, so that we can better plan the next edition of our energy cooperation blueprint, the API. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to take this question?